What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and start on these topics, and there are a lot of updates as it pertains to the Diddy case, but I want to first start off by talking about the fact that Tory, I can't remember how you pronounce his name, but he was a key contributor to BET back in the days. I personally can remember sitting in my living room in the 90s, and this brother was interviewing some of my hip-hop favorites at the time. And also, I have to keep it real, he always approached the game with the level of journalistic integrity that you had to respect. But anyway, Tory revealed on his TikTok account that the inmates in the jail that Diddy is housed in are acting like groupies. They are fighting for the opportunity to make that man's bed. And it also seems that Diddy is trying to be a beacon of light for the other inmates that are in jail, because he's going around telling all the inmates to smile in order to uplift their spirits. Now, I will say that this is to be expected. Diddy is a celebrity. You have a lot of guys in that jail that probably honor and revere him, and they're going to accommodate him to the 10th power. But when you have grown men rushing for the opportunity to make that man's bed, it's going to be easy for Diddy to pin their legs back and go for what he knows. But hey, listen, I guess being a willing participant is a win for Diddy, and he wouldn't have to resort to behavior like this because some dude wouldn't give up his butt.
Might come in your cell. I got 2 knives. I slide you one, say fight for your.
But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these updates. You have Diddy upset and his lawyers trying to rush back to court because the feds done raided his cell again. And Diddy is claiming that they took confidential information that he had to present to his lawyers to be an asset to his case. Also, you have a prominent male celebrity that has ties to Diddy that's turned around and sued the lawyer Tony Busby. Now, we know that Tony Busby is the lawyer that's responsible for 120 plus alleged victims that have filed lawsuits against Diddy. So basically, this guy that has ties to Diddy, this prominent male celebrity, is suing Tony Busby for extortion. Now, we also have Shyne, Diddy's former artist, who has a documentary that's airing on Hulu right now. And basically, he's telling his story, giving his accounts of what took place at that nightclub and things like that. He took the rap for Diddy. He did about 9+ years or whatever the case may be. But DJ Funkmaster Flex said that Shyne is lying about the whole ordeal. So I want you guys to sit back and check out these clips, and I'll be back.
The feds just raided Diddy's jail cell. Now, all of this comes after feds have accused Diddy of basically circumventing the rules to try to obstruct justice, intimidate witnesses, pay them off, as well as try to taint a jury pool. After this raid, Diddy is demanding an emergency hearing, saying that some of the things that were taken were attorney-client privileged handwritten notes that Diddy had for his attorneys. And supposedly these handwritten notes included defense strategies as well as defense witnesses. The reason they're demanding an emergency hearing is because Diddy's attorneys are saying that this violates Diddy's 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment rights. Obviously, Diddy's defense team is furious about this, and that's why they're demanding this emergency hearing. They want to know who authorized this, why, exactly what was taken, and why Diddy was not told about it in advance. Now, the feds have not yet responded to comment, but here's what I can say having followed this case. I believe that the feds are doing everything they're supposed to do to dot their I's and cross their T's. If they conducted this raid, there was probably a good reason for it, and they probably made sure to do it without violating any rights because they want to make sure he stays in jail. That being said, we have a lot of updates about this guy coming up, so make sure to hit that follow button. And as soon as we have more information about this raid, I will be back on to let you guys know.
For a lawsuit as well. A prominent figure is suing Tony Busby for extortion and trying to get money out of him. Now, if you forgot, Tony Busby represents 120 of Diddy's alleged victims. The prominent figure has not come forward. He's naming himself as John Doe. And John Doe is alleging that Tony Busby is shamelessly attempting to extort exuberant sums of money from him while threatening a lawsuit packed with wildly false, horrific allegations if he does not pay up. Now, this John Doe knows Diddy.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
And he's attended multiple events with this man. He states that Tony Busby and his firm threatened to unleash entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of actual assault, including multiple incidents of rape of a minor, both male and female, if he did not adhere to their demands. He basically wanted John Doe to admit to the minors at Diddy's parties. That's no comment. John Doe also alleges that this is not the first time Tony Busby has done a shakedown. Other people involved was Deshaun Watson and Brandon McManus, both football players. Now, I don't know what's going to happen about this, but it could mess up those people that are actually victims of Diddy if he doesn't get this shit straight. To add injury to insult, Diddy's people are mad that his jail cell was raided and said that they took privileged material. They're claiming that the prosecution violated Diddy's 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment rights. And they want a hearing. They want to know who authorized the search of his cell, who authorized what to take as well. Now, I'm no expert in jail, but don't they raid people's cells like randomly? Isn't that like contraband? Don't they raid people's shit all the time? And that's part of the process of being in prison? I don't know how this is going to work in Diddy's favor, but we shall see.
Shyne said that he was the fall guy for the 1999 nightclub incident with J-Lo and Diddy. Shyne just came out with a new documentary, The Honorable Shyne, that is now playing on Hulu, and I just watched the whole thing, so let's talk about it. Shyne took us through the incident that happened that night at the nightclub with Diddy and J-Lo. He took us through the trial, and he also took us into him sitting 10 years in prison after he was found guilty, and Diddy was acquitted of all charges.
Police are questioning entertainers Sean Puffy Combs and Jennifer Lopez following a shooting at a nightclub.
I had nothing to do with a shooting in this club.
Puff couldn't handle going to jail. Every man for himself.
Puffy got acquitted and he got 10 years.
He was betrayed. I was absolutely set up to be the fall guy.
One of the most difficult parts of it was watching everybody succeed.
Shyne said he first noticed the difference with Diddy after they were arrested, and Diddy post bail for himself and Wolf, but left Shyne sitting in jail. Said that after he was finally able to post bail, that he got out and he started calling Bad Boy Records and Daddy's house, and Diddy and his team would totally ignore Shyne. He said that once the trial started, that Diddy's lawyers were friends with his lawyers, and he could tell that his lawyers were just trying to throw the case on purpose because they were making him look like a horrible person, when Shyne says that he was defending himself on another person that pulled out a weapon. Now, Shyne said that he didn't know how Diddy was acquitted of all of these charges when you had multiple witnesses, one being one of the victims who was actually hit in the face, who had claimed that it was Diddy since the very beginning, even during this trial. Gene Deal was also in this documentary, and he talked about things that he saw and things that he witnessed during this time because he was working for Diddy as a bodyguard. And he said that Diddy was paying witnesses $20,000 to go and lie, that way he could walk. Gene Deal also talked about this crazy incident the day that they were going to read Diddy's verdict. Before going to court, Diddy told Gene to go to a park. He went to this park, and there was a preacher there, and he was praying over Diddy, and he was doing sage around Diddy, and then he told Diddy to grab this dove out of a cage. Diddy grabbed the dove and threw it in the air, and it instantly dropped to the ground. Gene Deal said that Diddy looked at him right after that dove hit the ground and was like, come on, let's go. And he said that he has never saw anything like that. And honestly, baby, if you ain't evil, I don't know what else you are, because that is crazy. Shyne explained how in 2022, before all Diddy's lawsuits came out, that he met with Diddy and they kind of squashed everything. And he said he did that for himself so he wouldn't hold resentment towards Diddy. And he said that Diddy was saying, hey, you know, you're not going to say anything about what really happened that night. And he said, well, the facts are the facts. And if I'm ever asked about it, baby, I'm not going to lie. And then Shyne said that old wounds would be reopened when Diddy would get hit with these multiple lawsuits, and one of the lawsuits that he was hit with was from Little Rod Jones, who claimed that Diddy was bragging about getting away with the incident that happened that night in the nightclub with Shyne. In Little Rod's lawsuit, he alleged that Diddy told him he was responsible for the nightclub incident to scare him and to keep power over him, and he also claimed that Diddy told him that Jennifer Lopez is the one that carried the weapon into the club for him and passed it to him after he got into an altercation with an individual. Shyne never specifically comes out and says that Diddy discharged a firearm in this nightclub, but he does say that he was the fall guy. He does explain how it was a setup, and then he also talks about Natanya Rubin at the end, how you have a witness who is screaming this very, very publicly, who has been saying this since the very beginning, that it wasn't just Shyne that discharged a firearm, it was also Diddy. The Honorable Shyne documentary was actually really good, and I really enjoyed it. So you guys go ahead and go watch it and let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Because this has been bothering me for weeks. So when somebody tries to say they the scapegoat, or they're like they were used, it's been bothering me, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Shyne, I love you, bro, and I know what you've been through. No, I don't, but you're a liar. You're a stone cold double-faced liar, Shyne. First of all, you remember when D-Rock had to beat that studio because you were feeling yourself? You lucky you signed the Bad Boy, because if you did not sign the Bad Boy and you signed the Def Jam or anywhere else, they were gonna pound you out like the day they up at that studio. Shyne, you can't lie with me around, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something else, Shyne. If you hated Puff so much, when he got the key to the city, you were in the trailer. You're a I can't stand you. You got no guts. You went to jail because you took out your because you were scared to get put in the face by some dudes that you knew that were your people that you jerked. You jerked them because you assigned to them first, Shyne. Shyne, you assigned to those dudes first. I am going to expose you, Shyne, because you're a liar.
Terrible things about Jay-Z, said terrible things about Tupac, so it doesn't surprise me.
So you think it's just part of the game?
Sorry, we got to go.
Well, what's next for you, Shyne? What's next for you?
Listen to the lost tapes. We all can't be lying. What did Nas say? He didn't like how Diddy did Shyne with different lawyers. So, but Funk Flex, as I said, he said terrible things about Tupac, terrible things about Jay-Z. So, he brought audiences to my documentary, so thanks for the promotion.
I love that.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that, and all I can say is that things are getting pretty interesting here. Now, I will add, as it pertains to Funk Master Flex actually calling out Shyne, he said that once the documentary aired, that he was going to really expose Shyne, so I'm waiting to see what Funk Master Flex has to say now, given the fact that Shyne's documentary is airing on Hulu. Now, as far as Tony Busby being sued by a prominent male figure that has ties to Diddy, all I can say, ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready. Go ahead, drench it in butter, take your blood pressure medicine if you're on the pills or whatever the case may be, add a little bit of salt to it, add some pepper, get your popcorn, cause it's about to hit the fan. Now, as far as the feds raiding Diddy's cell, he might as well get used to it. This is going to be a regular occurrence given the fact of who he is. Listen, y'all, it is as simple as this. They're trying to protect the alleged victims and also the alleged witnesses, and they deem Diddy to be a threat to society. So on the inside, he's going to be under a microscope more than any other inmate that's in that particular jail. But anyway, I'm interested in hearing y'all's thought process on all of this, so drop down in the comments and let a brother know. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.